Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. Wanted to show you what came in my Boxy Luxe for the month of March. It's a very large box. It's interesting because it's normally like bigger this way, but it's kind of long and narrow. That's okay. All right. I already have everything out on the table here before me. The first thing, this is one that I definitely want to try. It's the PMD Smart Facial Cleansing Device. I'm gonna have to take you with me into the bathroom, so I thought we would take a look at this next. So the one thing that they say is great about these devices, I'm just gonna make sure that I get it all set up because it comes with a battery, is that it's antibacterial. It's also extremely hygienic. Nothing really grows on it. And with all of those 7,000 vibrations, is it per second? Per minute. It was like per second, that's a lot. But with all of those vibrations, it makes it really easy to get your face cleaner than you think you are with just your fingers. There we go. Pulsing. Different type of pulsing, off, low, high, and then the variations of the pulse. The other thing that's interesting is it has this kind of ripply texture on the back and these little nubbies on the front. So what I haven't done today is I rinsed my face when I was taking a shower this morning. I didn't use any actual soap on it. So I thought before I get started with my face for today, I would use this and just a real simple basic cleanser to wash my face. And then I would dry it off and use the backside to help massage in all of my skincare. So I'm just gonna wet my face and put on some of my Milky Jelly Cleanser from GLAZE, and we'll use this guy. It's weird that I'm used to using my hands, so okay, I'm gonna wet the brush head. I'm gonna put it on the high. What's great is, like, you know, first thing in the morning, all I have on is last night's skincare. I'm worried I'm gonna be dripping, but I don't really feel like I have a ton of cleansing to do. Depending on what I used the night before, I used a sleeping mask, which can be a little heavy. I want to make sure I get all of it off, so whatever other skincare I put on is just right on top of the happy skin. So I'm going to use the back side of this. You might notice I have little blobs of skincare on my face. I think I might want this a little faster here. So this device not only comes with a AA battery that you fit right here into the base of the handle. I keep turning this thing on every time I touch it. I know it's weird. All right, but the bottom just screws off. You throw it in there, screw this guy back on. It's waterproof, which I like. It also comes with this little clear kind of like a little bowl or a cup that you sit it in and it helps it stand up. It would stand up better on something. But yes, it stands. But without this little base, it's round at the bottom. The one thing that's different about this from the Foreo product that I already have, it has similar textured little nubbies here in various sizes, larger, smaller, and then kind of like a ripply texture on the back. The surface area is a little bit larger. I don't really find that I need all of the surface area of the Foreo that I have, but I leave it in the shower and I use it in the shower. So it'll be nice to have this at the sink so that at the end of the day, because I think that's where I'm going to use this the most. I think I would use this massaging kind of more to help my serums and skincare kind of penetrate my skin more in the evening. I just think that at the start of my day, I'm not going to be the sort of person who's going to take the time. But in the evening, I do really slow down. I take my time removing all of my makeup. If I'm not wearing makeup, removing all of my skincare and putting on night-specific skincare. So I wash my face twice a day. I'll probably continue to keep the Foreo one in the shower. Now, the difference is this is not rechargeable. If you were to use rechargeable AA's, it certainly would be. I do have some rechargeable AA's, but what I really love, like with my whole heart about the Foreo, I think it's the Luna, it doesn't matter, but it's rechargeable. It has a little place where you plug it into a little USB connector, plug it into your wall, and then it stays charged for like 7-8 months at a time. I haven't charged it yet in 2020. The last time I charged it, it was, I think, August, I think. So I don't know how long the AA battery is going to last in this, how many uses I'll get out of it. I will continue to replace the AA. I'll probably use my rechargeable AA's, but this is going to be a nighttime tool as part of my skincare routine. The next item I wanted to try is this QMS MEDICOSMETICS Lip Line Corrector. It's a lip serum. It's a ½ an ounce. And what's weird is that they say the value is $200. And all I can think of is, am I paying? I would never pay $200 for a lip serum. But it has this nice little, you know, extendable. I'm going to prime the pump here. Hello. Here we go. So it's white. I know this has been in other Boxycharms. I didn't get it in a previous one, but it was one of the variations. So it's for the upper lip area. Formulated exclusively for the upper lip as I put it all over my lips. Okay. High performance lightweight serum designed to hydrate and plump for a smoother, more youthful appearance. All right, so I have a lot of the rest of my face on, and I wanted to use the last 3 items, which are all makeup items that came in my Boxycharm for this month. So I think I'm gonna start with this. This is the Hello Charmers eyeshadow palette. I haven't really taken the time to have an up-close look at it. Oh, wow. It's very, does this look like I come off? Look at that. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, where to start? You know what I might do? You know, I'm gonna use just this. Part of me is like, incorporate something else, and then I'm like, but no, let's just use just this palette. So I'm gonna start with this shade here. This is Cup of Joe, and I hope it's not too much or too pigmented, but I'm just gonna throw this in my crease. So this blended really nice. I like it. All right, let's choose another color. I'm kind of trying to decide between Spoiler or Premium, these more kind of yellowy tones. You know what I want to use more than anything? This color right here. Oh, isn't that so pretty? It's called Swipe Up. So I'm trying to figure out what might go well with that. Maybe I'll deepen with a little bit of Unboxing, this kind of more reddish tone here. I'm going to put a little bit of this like right out here on the outside edge. So I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I live in the state of Washington. And the state of Washington, as of Friday, it's Saturday today, the day I'm recording this, has made some very serious changes to how we're handling the coronavirus or COVID-19 outbreak. Seattle has been very hard hit, one of the hardest hit places in the nation. I know New Rochelle and New York has been hard hit. There have been some other places where there's been a lot of cases, but Seattle has been one of the highest spots. My family lives in the exact opposite corner of the state of where Seattle is, so and in a very small town, and there is only one confirmed case, and they had to be brought in from another smaller outlying community that was an hour away because their hospital didn't have the adequate facilities to help treat them in their situation. So yesterday I was listening to NPR and I heard them talk about how our governor, Jay Inslee, had just said all K through 12, because like Friday morning, everybody was still going to school. And by Friday afternoon at 4:30, I heard like all K through 12 schools are canceled until the end of April. All colleges and universities are no longer allowed to do in-person classes. They have to do online classes only. And I was like, what? And I don't know, and this all may have changed by the time this video goes up tomorrow, but I heard that we live very close to the Oregon border, that Oregon is going to also very seriously considering, if they haven't already, closing down grade schools and high schools and things like that. And I was just like, man, I can't remember in my lifetime another kind of response like this. I'm going to go into Premium right here. So my girls, my youngest, when she heard that school was being closed down, she burst into tears. She's like, how am I going to see my friends? I'm like, you know what we'll do? we will, we'll FaceTime people. Don't worry, sweetie. I said, you know, you'll probably still be able to, you know, see your friends, but no church this weekend, no church. Our church is shut down until the end of April, because that's another thing the governor said, no gatherings of more than 250 people, no religious services. So our church is streaming their service online. They always do that, but that's how we're going to be attending church. I think about all of the changes. My daughters are musicians, and I just was kind of, you know, asking the teachers what, like, we can do FaceTime lessons, no problem. So I like how our technology is helping us to adapt to this situation, but sometimes I forget what having that one-on-one in-person contact really does for your mental and your physical well-being, that, you know, physical contact with another person. So I'll still have my husband and my kids here at home, but we're really not going to be going anywhere or doing a lot of things. There's a lot of hand washing. Thankfully, my youngest daughter, it's terrible to say this, she had a gastrointestinal bug a week and a half ago. And so I'd already made it to Costco and picked up, you know, toilet paper and like a ton of Clorox wipes and a lot of just regular pantry staples that I would normally get while at Costco. So I feel like we're fairly well stocked in our house if we need to kind of hunker down for several weeks at a time. And we live very close to a grocery store that will, you know, either deliver food to your door, or you can purchase and pick it up at the doorstep. They'll, you know, walk it out to your car. So I feel like our technology is really helping us to get through situations like this. My husband can work from home. He works at a local university. Of course, they've closed down classes. And so I don't know. It's going to be an interesting next, 5-6 weeks. I'm going to take some of Cup of Joe, this kind of brownish shade here, and run it right underneath the lash line. I'm not too worried about like my family's health, like my two girls and my husband and myself. I think that we're healthy enough that if any of us end up getting the virus, I'm sure all of us will get the virus because we're in the same house. But I don't think that our health is so compromised that we are in, you know, the group of the population that would have some concerns, like 60 plus with underlying health issues. I don't feel like my health issues are, I don't know. I'm not worried about myself, even though I have more health issues than the average person. But my kids, I think the biggest part for them is just reminding them that, you know, what we don't want to do is, if one of us gets sick, inadvertently pass it along before we know we're contagious to somebody who does have those underlying health issues. So, you know, the staying home for us is going to be important. The rule in my house is there's no screens during the week, so there's no iPads, no computers, unless there's homework, and no television. And now that there's going to be no like classes for kids, like the school my kids go to, they have something where they do e-day work, where they already have a system set up so they can do electronic homework, and the teachers can post something every day and the kids can download it, and then they can do it and save it and turn it in later. And I think that that is going to be really helpful, so they will still be able to get their education. I'm very grateful that their school offers that for like snow days or things like that, but they're really going to have to utilize that a lot. But I feel like my kids are going to go a little stir crazy. So I might have to bend the rules with the no screens during the week while we're dealing with this, you know, kind of being homebound because of COVID-19. I'm going to throw on a little bit of this shade here. Ooh, look at that. It has a nice kind of shift to it, doesn't it? Okay, put a little bit of this on the lid. So I guess you've heard it everywhere else. You don't need to hear it from me, but be safe. You know, stay home if you feel at risk or that you might be sick. I'm going to use a small brush. I'm using a... Don't drop your palette. I'm going to go into the shade Boxy right here. I'm going to use this in my inner corner. It looks like it's very... Let's see. Ooh, look at that. So I'm going to use a small, kind of more detail-y brush here. Maybe I'll just use my finger too. I'm just gonna pop this inner corner and then the first third of the lid. I really want to use this shade right here called Swipe Up. It's kind of pink. It feels very, I don't know, it feels very glittery. Maybe we'll just press it on the eye instead of swiping. I feel like that this is one that would probably perform best if you just pressed it on as opposed to swiping. Oh, and I'm already getting glitter everywhere. Well, that's okay. I'm using a little, I think this is the 242 from MAC, and I'm just gonna kind of see if I can flick off some glitter that's managed to get where I don't want. I'm not in love with this look. I'm gonna throw on some liner and mascara and we'll be back. I don't like this eye look. I feel like I failed. And I don't know that it's so much the quality of the shadows, but more, I feel like it's, for me, it's not as cohesive of a color story, and I'm having a hard time figuring out what goes together. The other thing is that there's a lot of metallics, a lot of foiled looks in here, some glitters, and even I feel like what could be like a satin, I mean, what should be a matte, this looks almost like it has a satin quality to it. I don't know if you can see that. It has a little bit of a shine to it. And I feel like that is true with that. And then also this red shade over here that I use, they have a little bit of a satiny quality to them. They're not just like a flat matte. I'm not in love with this palette. All right, so I'm gonna throw some of this on next. This is the Becca Skin Love Glow Glaze Stick. It's an ultra sheer translucent highlighter that imparts a dewy sheen to skin. Okay, so a universal shade, apply on the high points wherever you want an added dose of glow. I don't know. Oh, look at that. That's really rather pretty. It looks like a giant lip balm. So I don't even know that you'll be able to see it right here. It feels very slippy. I think what I might do is just scrub some of this on the back of a sponge and dab it on the face, because I do have powder products on, and I feel like if I just do this, I might disturb. This would be great, I think, on a little to no makeup day. Let's see if we can get a little added glow here. Ooh, I see that. Do you see that? That's nice. I also feel like it's not disturbing my makeup beneath. A little glow on the nose. I'm gonna add a little more. I feel like this is a great way to make sure I don't disturb what's going on underneath. Last thing is this. This is from NARS. This is one of their Power Matte Lip Pigments, and I have the shade Warm Leatherette. I don't know what color Warm Leatherette is. Let's find out. Ooh, that's pretty. I've heard really good things about these Power pigments. I'm not a huge fan of liquid lipstick, but I do like trying a formula I haven't tried before. So the total value of all the items, if you add them all up together, is $454. I am, now that I'm thinking about it, as I'm looking back on items that I have received, I kind of feel like I was more excited about the items that came in last month's base box, like February's base box, than I am in here. The things I know I'm definitely going to use, these guys are not going to last long. Those are going to be gone. I really do like the formula, the feel of this, as well as the color. And I definitely am going to get use out of this PMD face cleansing tool. And I feel kind of like the rest is just kind of like, okay, this I'll use. I don't know that it's going to be a favorite. This I'll use. I'm offended at the fact that they say it's worth $200. Maybe it's worth $200. If you've tried it and you love it and it's like made a huge difference for you, please let me know. But the packaging feels a little chintzy and lightweight. It didn't see like a huge difference when I applied it to my lips today. That's a really high price tag. It's gonna have to deliver. These earrings, they're okay. I don't think I'm gonna reach for them a lot. And I haven't tried it yet, so, but it's in my shower and I will. This I think is the one that makes me go, And I feel bad making a face and it says, hello, Charmer. And I watched the Boxycharm video talking about this palette and how they'd worked on it and they wanted something special. And maybe it's just not the color story for me as an individual. I did feel like most of the things applied fairly well. I'm just not excited about the look that I got. And I'm really not excited to try it again. And I hate saying that, but it doesn't inspire me. I'm worried this is going to end up in the back of my drawer. And in about a year, I'll be like, goodbye. So I feel like even though the total value, $454, that's not what it is for me. I think the things that are going to be the most valuable to me are going to be these guys right here. I think this is really, for me, where it's at. Is it worth the $50? Man, I don't know. Because a lot of things in here, and what I like about subscription boxes and Boxycharm is it sends me stuff I would never normally purchase for myself. So I would not have purchased any of these items on their own, but they sent me one of these. I fell in love with it, and now I use it all the time. I already have a silicone face brush that I use all the time, so it's nice to have another one. So this right here covers the cost of the box for me. This is something I would not have tried because I don't prefer liquid lipsticks, but I like this formula. I feel like there's enough of that going on that this box, is it worth $50 for me? Maybe not. Did I get my $50? Wow! Maybe not. And maybe it comes down to I have to continue to use the products in here, and maybe we'll work up to that. But what I always want and what I'm hoping for every time I open a Boxy Luxe, those $50 boxes, is something that just blows my socks right off. It could be a makeup item, it could be a tool, it could be anything. And I feel like I've had at least one of those things in every of my Luxe boxes. And this is the first time where I'm like, it's just okay. It didn't excite me. I wasn't looking forward to it. And it feels weird to say, but I almost feel like I'm more excited about the products I got in February's base box than this. It feels wrong to say it, but it's true. So there you go. All right, thank you for watching today. A little bit longer, a little bit involved because it's Boxy Luxe, but I'm a little underwhelmed. And it's moments like this that makes me go, do I want to keep doing Boxycharm? Do I want to cancel Boxycharm? But I think that maybe I need to live with this month's products a little bit longer and see if I come back to that place where I'm like, yeah, me and Boxycharm, we're still good. We're still good. Thank you so much for watching today. I want to know if you get a subscription box. If you do, which one? What products have you gotten in your box that are kind of either underwhelming, or if there's one you absolutely love that you feel like this did so many amazing things for me, you have to try. Let me know what that item is in the box down below. If you got Boxy Luxe, also let me know what you got, if you got a different variation, and what your favorite item was from this month. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.